Okay, so here we are, back for the final segment of this comp. I'm just going to run through this now to the end, however far away the end is. Could be in a hand or two, or could go all the way, and could last maybe possibly another hour. It's possible. In which case, again, I'll have editing problems. But the stacks are pretty short here. I'm happy with the chips I've got, but you know. Okay. Here we are in shoving range again. Dependent on the action. Can't call any shoves. Very cut and dried, which is... It's nice when your decisions are cut and dried. It's nice to have easy, straight, clear-cut decisions in poker. I think if you find yourself having tough decisions, then you... Ooh. Ouch. Well, can he pass? Am I winning? Alright. Just pop that one away tidily. Move the button and put it behind us. Okay, and we have no hand. Okay. It's going to be tougher for me to make. I think I've made enough steel plays so far that I'm looking for a real hand to shove with at some point and get called and win whatever coup it turns out to be. It'd be very hard for me to win this without that happening in one or two spots. And here is my long-time devotees will tell you my favourite hand, which doesn't make it a good hand, but it's one I generally play well. What does playing it well here mean? Against 4 opponents with ace-jack. 44k to win. Alright. Risky. Feels risky, this one. I don't know. Hopefully I'm just a little bit paranoid. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, well, I shan't take ace-jack off my Christmas card list then. Keep it in the favourites draw. And queens now. Oh, what's a good raise here? 56k. That might give them the illusion of some fold equity, and alright, 56,600. Without with no intention of passing, clearly. He's got 100k to shove back at me if he feels like it. Okay, well, shame, but you can't steal blinds without not getting paid on big hands, so unfortunate. Hope there'll be another one along soon. King 10, well, not a good situation for that. I'm a reasonable third now, I think. Yeah, here we are. Fourth is 175k, so more than twice fourth place. So to perhaps feel a bit more comfy than I do, but where's our initial pot? In the 50k region, 44, something like that. Yeah, 44. And ace king again. Well, how many tournament players die with this hand? On the other hand, it's great for a reshove, especially against an aggressive opponent who's strong enough to lay down, strong enough to raise with weaker aces and try and pick up a few chips. And well, I have to call here if he goes all in. I think it's just one of those chances I have to take. And it's going to be half my stack if he does shunt and I call and lose. Alright, no mucking around. We're all in, my friend. You can do what you want. Okay, so I think into the second chip lead now. Is that correct? Yeah, okay. Well, do I let go or do I shunt this in again? Again, I'm knocking myself back to what? 250k if it goes wrong, which still leaves me a reasonable lump. Okay, that's probably the best thing that could happen for me, is to face an all-in and just be able to fold quietly, or not so quietly. And a raggy ace, which I'm starting to feel like I don't want to be shoving with now. I've got a little bit of breathing room, and if you've got it, you need to use it on occasions. Ace rag is precisely what I'm going to get snapped off with at some point, so I'll have to exercise a bit of discretion here. Let's put this one in the bin. Well, small blind had an ace. I don't think my 4 was probably good. So, lucky escape probably. Ace queen now. Well, this is much more what I'm after. Again, it's just hard not to jam. He's all in, goodness. What was the initial pie? He's 44k, so he's down to less than 2 rounds. Do I try and... well, there's good chances I'm heavily dominating here. A reshove isolates. Do I need to isolate? Hard to say. If I get reshoved at, and I've got ace queen, what do I do? I don't think anybody else can call if I just call. If they reshove, I'll have a think, I think. Alright, I'm going to call this one. It's just going to be one of those spots where it's necessary to have a bit of fortune, maybe? Let's see. No, it's just a flip, fair enough. Not good yet. I need to improve and... Oh! Happy turn. Wow, okay. So that's a little bit of very good fortune, and right, sorry, pardon me drifting off there. Long while since I've done this, and yeah, I think my adrenaline response is making my verbal reasoning a bit sluggish. So, okay, chip lead, chance to win the thing now. Better chance than anybody, at least. That ought to be enough to be happy with, if not enough to win. Let's just stick with this. I'm not sure how long my YouTube uploads can be these days. Probably half an hour. So hopefully I won't have more than half an hour's commentary before this thing gets down to the felt for all concerned. 9 deuce, Marvy. And again, back to my cruising altitude of 10m, and the only player in the comp at this point with that, which isn't hefty by any means, but it's nicely playable, and everybody else basically clearly isn't nicely playable anymore. They're all in a little bit of trouble. If I can chop some short stacks off, and that would give me the kind of advantage I really would hope for, kind of going into three-handed. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I shall just think about that when we get there. Yeah. Okay, let's have a little pause again, perhaps. Too much waffle once again. Let's show you what I have in the blinds here. Well, I wonder how busy are these chaps at this point. If you push, I think I have to call you. Almost certainly I have to call with this blind structure and this amount of chips. Alright, let's show him the hand. Hopefully that'll keep him. This very, very slight psychological nudge towards keeping him bottled up against us when we have that blind versus blind spot. Okay. Zvezda, not as light as he once was, can knock me back to a nasty spot. I can probably just give him 50k in chips and not lose any sleep over it, and maybe I'll do that. Thankfully we're already facing a raise, so nothing really bad can happen for us here, as long as we pass. And an all-in, okay. Good. With no passing room left to the raiser, so somebody's going to be unhappy at the end of this hand, I think. Interesting match-up. Straight race that Marushka's gone ahead. Oh, shame. Perhaps would have been advantageous for those eights to have held up. Almost certainly, actually, thinking about it. And again, back in the pocket with our 11m at this point. Okay, so some chips shifting around a bit here. Zvezda just had a little double up there. Well, I say a little double up. It's, I think, the only double up I've seen for quite a while here. It's raise, re-raise, fold, or raise, fold. But he got doubled up, and he's done a bit of damage to Danny Morley, who's been a very good player throughout, from what I've seen of him. And just about everybody who's left here actually is pretty reasonable. Zvezda, I think, was one of the weaker players, but he's got here and he's got chips. He's doing all right. So, you know, congrats to all of them. I just hope I'm good enough and lucky enough to be able to see them off still. Okay, and under the gun with, what do we have? A weak ace. Okay, these are not hands to waste chips with. So, Lord Remain again being hopefully bottled up a bit, or getting a stack in the middle one way or the other. He's been a very good player as well. Had the chip lead, I think, for quite a large period of the tournament. Okay. Well, again, so raising it up with some sort of ace and making my ace 8 look like a good pass again. Well, this is an unfortunate spot for me if he bungs it all in the middle, because there's absolute fortune in the pot. It's hard for me not to call him with any old junk, which is what I have. I actually have any old junk. Well, dwelt and sat out, so a lucky escape for me, making odds calls, and it never seemed to quite work out for me. Seemed to work out for most of the big tournament winners, and finally I got kings, so this is a happy spot now. And against Vezda, well, he can really do me some damage, but he's the guy that can... he's the man to double me up, isn't he? He is the man to double me up, so do I isolate Lord Remain if he puts it all in? I'll probably have to. Otherwise, he's all in. Okay, if I call 57s, Vezda can call, we can knock him out, but I think the chips matter more to me, so... I'm just gonna raise it up a bit more. Okay, then we have to dodge an ace. Let's see, the river is good. And we just got there. We got some chips. We moved up a spot. That's exactly what we need a little bit more of. And we can just go all the way down. Okay. Actually, I've taken no notice of what... oh yes, it was ace-10, wasn't it? Of course it was. My mind's getting befuddled with the pressure of this that I'm self-administering. And we've got a little bit of action going off now between Danny and Svezda. Well, Danny, I have to presume, has something in the nature of a real hand here. Probably win this if Svezda hasn't hit the queen. Probably winning if he has hit the queen also is one suspicion, but maybe not, otherwise the push might not be the best use of it. Okay. Pardon me, I'm drinking my sweet tea, which is just about going to keep me going until this thing finishes. And ace-10. Alright. Not very keen on involving myself with potential marginal situations, but five-handed I think I need to steal a few blinds, and this is a hand to do it with, isn't it? Ace-10 and chips. Brian pushes. Well, okay. Well, it seems rather remiss to pause things, although I'm not sure how this will come out, whether it's just boring to watch or... okay. Or whether I should be editing this still. I think I'll probably chop a bit out at this point. Come back to you with some hands again. Okay. Fold and pause. Well, now the hand has gone off, not involving me, and my 10 deuce. There's a lot of fight left in this. Nobody's laying down, and The only person with the chips to attempt a domination is me, and it's neither quite in my line to do that, nor have I really got enough chips for it anyway. I'd need, if I got 1,000,000, probably I'm ladling on a bit more pressure, but as it is, I think I can still snipe around a bit, pick off people, and choose the better situations, and not just open up the floodgates and start raising everything just because I've got the chips notionally to do it with, because I don't really feel that I have. And King 7 off in the big blind, which has to be a fold, of course. And 5-4. In the small blind, well, don't mind somebody trapping with a limp here. I could put 15k in, but oh my lord, 15k into 60 against someone who's got a fair old few chips. I think I'm gonna, at risk of being a little bit. Oh, there you go. Shows me an ace. Thank you very much. Thanks for reinforcing my confidence in my decisions. And Queen Jack suited well. Oh Lord. Not a good calling hand in the spot, so you cross your fingers, hope that Danny wakes up with something, and disgustedly look forward to the next hand when he doesn't. And again, it's getting fond of giving me Queen Jack, but I'm not getting any fonder of playing it, so just another marginally pretty hand to throw away, I think. No doubt a pair, but the worst possible pair. And gee, I don't even know if I want to race. Okay. Let's see. See what happens here. I might. Wow, that's a huge raise. Can I stop and go him in this spot? I'm not sure. Oh, I think I have to put it down. Alright. Let's not. Alright, so I've dropped below 600k again. Still fairly hefty chip advantage, but looking something nice to happen again soon. It's been okay. It's been. I've no cause for complaints about any luck. If I haven't got as many chips as I want, then I should be playing differently to the way I do. I'm pleased enough with where I am, and erring on the side of caution. It's largely due to Brian still being in the mix, and hoping he can go down in flames at some point. Just so we can get into the nitty-gritty of four-handed play with some reasonable stacks. And again, Queen Jack passing. I hope somebody else picks up the goods for. Oh, here we go. Looks like we might. Yeah. Wow. Got a massive coup here. And Ace King. Ace King. Very nice. I had a little cheer there. Don't use the emotes too much. That ain't very much, obviously. That's one sense in which it's purely a simulation of live poker. And yeah, well, it looks like we're going to cruise into third place here. And then we can set to work between the three of us deciding how this thing's finally going to be carved up, hopefully. Zvezda's facing a call no matter what happens now. Okay. Maybe if we go three-handed, I can switch to the... Well, I'm just going to have to put him in with a suited jack, aren't I? It's a bit silly, but what can you do? I just set him in. It's no hand. He has to call. We're slightly winning. And river. Yeah. Jack high's good. And we're three-handed. So it's all going according to whatever plan I might pretend I have. I think I'm all in with ace queen in this spot. Or do I make it a bit more than that? Oh, let's just put it all in. Let's just try and take him out. Run into ace king is okay. We have a late flip. Any 8, any club, any queen, any ace. Come on. Yo, and hit the river. And here we are now. Heads up. Let's find an appropriate emote. Pop the happy button on. Have a clap. Let's wish him. Okay, I think we can throw away the jack 7. And maybe switch to the dynamic view for a bit of heads up action. I think it might do that automatically when... Okay, 9-6 of diamonds, perfectly flop worthy. Well, I've hit the 9, so a bit half the pot. And we've hit 2 pair. I'm going to dwell it up. Oh dear. This might be bad for me. Moved all in on me. Am I coming second here? Kind of hit 10-8. I've got 2 pair. He can have 2 pair already. I'm going to call him. And he's just flushing, and he's... Oh, I've made the house on the end, and that's it. Wow. Alright, let's see a bit of fancy graphics maybe. There you go. Thank you very much. That's been a real pleasure. There we go. And he's showering me with virtual money. I hope I'll be able to get some off the site. This will be my next video, perhaps, is me seeing how my cash out request goes. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I didn't really expect to win it, but I didn't crack at any point, which often happens in comps. So I'm not going to put too much fuss on the end. Let's have a quick look at the lobby, and there we go. Good old Atavacron username, which did me so nicely on full tilt until very recently, and finally sees me off to a terrific start on my time at PKR. I think I've been playing here about 10 days. I came third in a $3 rebuy for just $100 or something the other day, and this is the second final table, and I think their biggest weekly comp at a moderate level, $27 buy-in. So happy, and happy if you enjoyed watching it. If you didn't, sorry. I haven't done one of these for ages, and I think I was talking quite a lot of nonsense throughout most of it. But hopefully catch you again sometime, and yeah, thanks for watching.